Hi, it's time for some more vintage speaker re-whitening. What you're looking at here is an inside remote station model 2550B. And the 2550B is a 5-inch inside station that was used either with the NuTone 2540 or 2541 or the ultra rare 2542 music intercom system. These are systems that were made from the mid 1960s through the mid 1970s. They were discontinued in 1973, and it's a fairly straightforward design. It is a 6-wire speaker. You have very simple intercom controls. You have push to talk and door speaker on and push to talk, and you have this nice recessed rotary volume control right here. These stations suffer the same that all older stations suffer, which is they tend to turn yellow when they get old and they've been exposed to sunlight for a long time. And here is a new old stock example, and you can see this one isn't horrible. It's not as bad as the worst I've ever seen, but it's certainly not as good as a brand new one. So what are we going to do with this? Well, we're going to do with this what we do with all vintage speaker re-whitening. We're going to take this apart completely. We're going to thoroughly clean the plastic faceplate, and then it's going to go in the re-whitening tank, and we're going to see what we end up with when it comes out after probably 24 hours. If it's like other ones that we've done, it's going to look very much more like this when it's all finished. One of the byproducts of the re-whitening will be all of the highlighted raised letters here for the control descriptions will have floated away. It's gold, because gold was very popular in those days, and it was the top of the line system, so I guess it should have been gold. That's easy enough to touch back up. It's much easier to deal with than the ones that have recessed lettering that you have to paint in the recesses. Other than that, I expect it to turn out really well. Keep an eye open for part 2 and find out how it goes. Hi, I'm back. I know I said there was going to be a part 1 and a part 2, but I decided to just make it all one video. So this is officially part 2. In the part 1, or the first section of this video, you saw our NuTone 2055 inside remote station, and I was going to take it apart and clean it and then put it in the UV light box and re-whiten it, which is what I did. This is not that one. This is the one that I held up. This is the new old stock one that I had that I compared with the used one that we had, so you could see the difference in color of the grill. Now, when the re-whitening was completed and I took it out of the tank and washed it to clean all the chemicals off of it, there was a big surprise, and you get to see that surprise. But first, we have to do a little background. So this is a genuine 2055 new old stock, never been installed. It still has the masking tape on it from something here in the box that was when it was packaged. I don't know why it has tape on it. This one was made in 1973, and I have worked on many systems with these speakers, and I can tell you for a fact that this is exactly what they look like. It's this sort of creamy off-white. It's not quite ivory. It's not almond. Well, let's look at the catalog and see what the catalog says, because if NuTone was good about anything, it was about describing things in their catalog so people would know what to expect. So here we have a catalog. This is from 1960. Let's see. This is from 1968. 1968. Here's the page for the NuTone Music Intercom Model 2540, 2541, and if we look on page 2 for that system, we have all of our pictures of our stations. Here's our 2055 right here, and down here under System Components, we look down here, we have Model 2055, 5-inch inside speaker, finish, eggshell white, and then the dimensions. So eggshell white is not white, eggshell white is this color. It is this sort of off-light ivory kind of almond sort of color. I guess it's like an eggshell, or I think eggshells were different in those days. I don't know. Anyway, so this is classically what they look like, and this is what I expect them to look like. Here's what happened when we took the unit that the other one, the dirty one that we were going to wash and re-whiten, and it came out of the re-whitening tank. This is what we ended up with. This is not eggshell white. This is actually white. And of course, it's always easier to tell if you compare. And how about that? Here we have an original eggshell white 2055, and here we have the one that came out of the UV light box. And just so you can see, it's white all the way around. It's not just on the face of it, the part that was exposed to the UV light, but on the backside also. So it has something to do primarily with the chemicals, I would think, unless of course all those ultraviolet photons were bouncing around inside the new UV light box with its plastic white interior and they get underneath or something. I don't know. It's a mystery. So here we have our re-whitened. In every sense of the word, it's re-whitened. It is not eggshell. This is bright white, bright white. This is like the bright white that you get on a NuTone IS335 white from, say, 2002. It's very, very white. This was a complete and total surprise. Why did it change color like this? Why did we go from the original eggshell to the bright white? I have no idea. It obviously has something to do with the reaction of the formula that they use for the plastics and the chemicals and the UV light, but how all of that actually did this, I have no idea. So that brings up the question of, is this how they would all turn out? Because in some respects, while it's a complete surprise that it changed so dramatically, I could see this as being a very popular option. I think that it may be something that if you had these in your house and they were just normally discolored and yellowed as they get, you might want white ones. I don't know. What I did with this, cleaned it all up, got over the fact that we have white now instead of eggshell white. I did paint the raised lettering for the controls on the face of it, and because it was white, I did start painting them gold like the original ones were, but the gold looked wrong on the white. It just doesn't work. It works really fine on the eggshell, but it doesn't work on this at all. So I wiped all that off and went ahead and highlighted them in silver because that seemed more appropriate. I could have done them in black, but the black seemed like it might be too jarring or stand out more than you would really want. A little bit of subtleness is probably better. The silver is a good choice. It's also classically for this time frame, for other stations from just after this time period, say like a NuTone apartment house stations and things like that, they would have had silver highlighting. So it seemed like the way to go. This was just a total surprise. What are we going to do with this? Well, I think what we're going to do with this is we need to run more tests, because the real question is this a one-off fluke that this happened to, or is this something that would happen to all of these? Because we really need to know. So I'm going to scrounge around through all the U speakers that I have, and I'm going to come up with, I hope, 2 or 3 more of these that look like this, only yellowed, and re-whiten them and see if they turn out being white. Because if it's a one-off, then we need to know. If it's something that would happen to all of them, we need to know that also. So how's that for a surprise on a Friday morning? I hope you found this interesting and perhaps it will be helpful. If it is, please give it a thumbs up on YouTube, because that always helps. There'll be a banner right here that shows you how to subscribe. Go to our YouTube homepage, click on the bell, and click on it so you receive all notifications. And every time we post a new video, you'll get a notification and you can watch it. You can also leave questions and comments down below. That's all for today. See you on the next video.